everyone, and welcome to Train Sim World 2. Today we find ourselves on the Castle Würzburg route because I know I complain about it a lot, but I thought I might give it a whirl, just because we haven't done a sort of driving anything with high speed, and I haven't driven this this variant of the unit with the green stripe, the environmental stripe. I haven't driven it at all. So I thought I'd give that a whirl. Right, we'll get the master key in, set that to forwards, get all of our safety systems on. Let's open the doors on the right hand side, yep, and we will get some things turned on. AFB and the handle, and I believe that's everything. Pretty certain. If I set master instrument lights on, headlights we'll leave at normal for now, and this train will essentially be driving itself, which will be nice. Would be nice indeed. I've had a tinker with my INI settings, so they should look a little bit nicer. I'm still trying to work out how to get the shadows to draw a bit further, because it does look pretty hideous at the moment, just about 10 meters in front. But you know, what can you do? Right. So loading is just coming up. We're about 5 seconds out from departure. The doors closed there. I know why, because we haven't unlocked the brake. So that's going to set our brake cylinder pressure up. Okay. Brakes off. There's the main reservoir. And let's get outside. Reward. Oh, this is because I haven't driven this unit yet in the 11 car variant. Let's watch the train as it departs. Oh, might help if I set the AFB. We'll just set that to full because we've got Lzb on. Right. Let's see what speed this thing will get up to. It's in full power now. It's 11 cars plus the power cars. So let's see. There's 30 kilometers an hour. 40. 50. 60. And 65, that was. Grab C for there. And in comes Lzb Instructions. It's going to hold us at 100, it looks like. Yep. And we're about to join the high speed running. C for that. There we go, 220. And in a moment we'll be able to jump up to 250. We won't go above 250, but we'll get some good prolonged running at that speed. And we've got, the game's giving us half an hour to go 84 kilometers. Train's driving itself, obviously, and I'll put it in full power, so it has a lot of horses to shift it. Let's get some headlights on. Got a lot of horsepower behind us, so I don't think we're really going to face any issues. Getting there on time. We'll probably get there slightly early, but make a call on that a bit closer. We should be moving at something around 3 or 4 kilometers per minute at full speed. So perhaps 20 odd minutes if we're lucky. Right, and we'll be able to get up to 250 in a second. Just coming through 180 kilometers per hour. There we go. We're cleared up to 250. And Lzb is a very clever system, and it's been modeled quite well in the game for a long time. So for those who don't know, basically Lzb, if you see on the track, there's this wire that's running down the middle. That is the Lzb wire, and it is constantly sending codes to the train, and the train is reading them and decoding them, and that tells the train basically how fast it can go, where the next speed restrictions are, where the next stop instruction is, and it's feeding that information all the way up to 14 kilometers ahead of the train, I believe it is, which is crucial when you're going at such high speeds. So if there's a speed restriction 14 kilometers ahead, the computer already knows about that, and it's plotting that brake curve. And we can see that yellow dot, the yellow triangle on the speedo, just at 250 there, where the cursor is. That is what speed the computer's telling us we can do. Now, how the train drives itself is with the cruise control handle, which is this one, the AFB. Normally, if you didn't have Lzb turned on, you'd just control that yourself, and it'd be like cruise control in a car. Train holds the speed, and if you want it to go faster, you obviously increase the speed. So at the moment it's set to 280, but the red triangle on the outside of the speedo, that's what the AFB is currently going to do. And because we have Lzb turned on, the AFB will automatically hold to the speed that the Lzb computer is telling us. So speed is going to come down to 250 in a second, because the line speed here is actually 280, but we're not allowed to do that because this train can't. So we're going to stay at 250, but you can see we've gone past that. Oh no, we can go to 280 now. I didn't know that. But basically, this bar on the left-hand side is the limit, is the time to the next speed limit. So obviously up here we can see in 900 meters it's 250, and the G tells us that the train is going to brake by itself. So you'll start to see now that these bugs, they're called, on the side of the speedo are now going to creep back down towards 250. And there we are, and you can see the train working hard to bring the speed back down. And then Lzb is now telling us that we've got 13 kilometers from that 13 kilometers until the next speed restriction. It doesn't tell us how long until the next speed increase. It just does. It just bumps up the speed with no warning. But it does tell us when the next speed restrictions come in. So in 1.5 kilometers we should be able to get up to that 280, and in case you're wondering as well, that CIFA is just a vigilance, so it just goes off to make sure that I'm awake. So I should be able to get up to 280 not. Yeah, apparently not. Yeah, a lot of the route is in tunnels. A lot of it is in tunnel, a lot of it is in viaduct. I guess that's partly how it's allowed it to be so long, because there's not as much scenery that the developers need to worry about. Speaking about the length of routes, this one is the longest in the game. It's something like 200, well, close to 200 kilometers, and a few days' time we're going to get the Midland Main Line, which is sort of on the other end of the spectrum. It's about maybe 30 miles long, but that's going to be quite fun to look at. I'll have a live stream up of that one when that releases. Whenever it releases. Did it go up to 280 at any point? No. Right, tell you what, let's have a look. Let's see if there are any other movements around the train. There's not too much happening, then there's some sidings there. Not too much, just some tunnels, more sidings. Oh, there we go. There is... appears to be an ICE 1. Should come across that at some point. And then there's some more sidings. And then we arrive at Castle. Then there's two coupled ICE 3s there and an ICE 1? Or is that a freight train? Oh no, that's a loco haul passenger, isn't it? Yeah, because that's the wrong way around. And then we'll arrive into Castle. So nothing ahead of us, but there's a little bit of stuff coming the other way. Up to line speed now. Yeah, you can see here just how much of the route's in tunnel, you know. Come out of the tunnel and then over the hill in a few more tunnels and then, yeah. There's lots of tunnel. It's quite a steep gradient as well. What is it? 1 in 80. It's pretty steep for train standards. Lost a little bit of speed at 246, so it's not too bad. Right, into another tunnel. And another tunnel. Feel like might be something I say a couple more times. Let's dim the headlights. Viaduct. Little bit of stutter there, to be expected. It's a laggy game. So we've been going for... How long have we been going? Oh, don't freeze. There you go. Oh, there's our train. Very fast. And going... You alright? What's that about? We've been going for how long? 13 minutes, and we've gone about 40 kilometers. So the game's still giving us 20 minutes left. So fingers crossed we should be in for an early arrival. And Castle, I believe, is basically high speed all the way into the station, and the trains drive themselves in. Yeah. So it'll be pretty quick in, and the train stops itself as well, which is pretty cool to see, and you'll get to see that when we get closer in. I turn CFA off. We'll be able to have a little look round the train. Maybe I should turn the cab lights on, because this train has a locomotive. It is a bit loud, so I'll turn the volume down slightly. So we can have a little wander through here. I mean, the speed's still the same, yeah. With a little wander. Now, we come down to the cab. No, is that the cab door? No, that's not the cab door. Cab door's here. If I use my torch, there is some engine gangway lights, which I can turn on rather. There should be some more lights somewhere. I think I can toggle them from this back panel anyway. Indicator test, indicators, engine room gangway, engine room. Oh, engine lights on, engine gangway. No, is that it? Apparently so. So, as you can see, there's a fair bit of stuff. Obviously, these are doors. It's quite fast outside, so I don't think I'll mess around with that. Yeah, you've got all kinds of traction equipment. There's so much stuff. And you think modern trains nowadays, they go faster than this one. And all of this, everything in this room and the one at the end of the train, is put underneath the carriages. It's just fascinating. So you've got relays and circuit breakers and all kinds of stuff, and all of these boxes are filled with all kinds of electrical equipment, and the motors are under the floor attached to the wheels. And then we come through, and unlike most loco-hauled trains, which most loco-hauled trains, you close the door and there'd be no physical connection, or there wouldn't be a useful connection. Whereas in this one, you can walk straight through. And we're going from Frankfurt Airport to not in service. It's a really interesting destination, actually. And that's our speed. Oh, speeding. That is actually kind of cool, though. And then, you've got the whole train, and we can walk through it all the way. It's a bit quieter now. Got those really nice running sounds. The next station is not in service, apparently. That's really interesting. We're still speeding. Perhaps that's just wrong. Open sesame. Whoa, Wi-Fi. What luxury. We've got all of these instructions. Right. All kinds of bollocks there. And then, is this a buffet? No, these are the These are the compartments, which are pretty cool. Not many trains have compartments nowadays, especially not in, like, this appears to be standard class. It does feel a bit like an... Oh, these are for, like, using your phone and stuff. It does feel a bit like an airplane with all of those instructions. And the game's frozen. Ugh. Oh, come back. Yeah, there you go. It is weird as well not to have any kind of... Normally the doors would be sort of here, and there'd be some more doors in between the carriages. Thank you. You can really see how much the train tilts though when we go around the curves. It's not even that big of a curve, but still lots of tilt there. Where have we come from? Have we come from here? We have too. We've come most of the way already. My word, it hasn't even taken that long. We're still 15 minutes out. And then, would that be a buffet? Surely that would be a buffet, right? Or a sort of cafe thing. Or is it just a bog? Then this is the sort of povo accommodation. Ah, here's the buffet car. Can't even sit in the buffet seats. But I can stand on the table. Oh, that's really important. Oh! I'm glad I can do that. Ah, and this is the dining area. Can I sit in these? No? Oh, I can sit in that one. I do quite like how these trains still have dining areas. That's quite cool. Most don't. Oh. Here we come to 1 class. There's a 3x2 configuration with some quite comfortable seats, if I might say so. They look very nice. And then this is basically the back of the train, isn't it? Oi! I've been flung. Right, well, luckily I have the solution. Oh, that was quite loud. Turn Sifa back on. No. So yeah, I've been below the speed limit for a while. So we're on one of the shorter trains, and even that was reasonably long. You can get trains that are an extra 3 carriages. Been through some sidings. So the game gives us, what, 33 minutes? And we've taken 20 minutes, but we've gone 70 kilometers. So I think we'll smash this out of the park. We've got how long? We've got a 180 in 10 kilometers, so can still rocket along. Should be able to smash out those 10 kilometers in like 2 minutes. It's amazing how quick these things are. I mean, just look at that counter. 8.4 kilometers. 8.2 kilometers. 8 kilometers. It's just insane, these things. You know, what are we doing? And the best part of 80 odd meters per second, can find out exactly what we're doing. Oh, 70 meters per second. So in 3 seconds we go 200 meters, and a second and a half we go 100 meters. Usain Bolt did it in what, 10 seconds, and we can do the 100 meters in 1.5. It's staggering how quick these things are, and this isn't even the fastest. You see, just in the time I've been speaking, we're now in the brake curve. Now 5 kilometers away. These things really do shift. You can see here, this is the AFB. And this is the actual speed that it's reading at, that it's trying to bring us to. See, we're a bit behind, but it's really braking quite early for this 180. It's still some kilometers away. Is it because we're going downgrade, perhaps? Coming now through 220, braking hard. Actually, not actually that bad. It's pretty reasonable braking. Coming now through 200 kilometers an hour. Tell you what, though, it'd be a good job, this one. You get paid all day, you don't even do anything. You just tell the train to go forward, and it literally just drives itself. I have to look up what a German train driver gets paid, actually. Ah, it's... the train hasn't driven itself very well. But I can fill up the train's put itself into emergency brake because it's so bad at driving. But I'll just put it straight back into full power. So it was so far behind its own brake curve. That's alright though. Won't have lost any significant time. We're still 9 minutes early, and we're 3 minutes away, so I think we're going to be out. Oh, so the median pay for a train driver in Germany is just under 40,000 euros a year. That's not that much. That's only $66,000. That's not that much, actually. Yeah, in Australia, that wouldn't be a livable wage. I mean, no doubt they'd get a shit ton of benefits for that as well. But comes another ICE. Meow. Bit of lag. Loading in Castle. So now, provided the train doesn't exceed its own targets again, we should see that it actually stops itself. You can see it's already plotting the 0, which is the full stop, in, what is that, 400? It can't be 400, that has to be 1 point something. But basically, as this yellow bar gets smaller, as it gets closer to the bottom is 0 meters away, and that's the distance to the next speed restriction. And speed restriction in question is that's in the fake 7 segment. Now approaching the station. Hopefully we don't spad. I might need to put a little bit of air into the brakes. Yeah, it's given itself an emergency brake application again. Well, the I drove this in the ICE 3 and it did it fine, but apparently this thing is not very good at driving itself. Both times it's had to slow down, it's put itself into an e-brake. So all of me hyping it up as, you know, oh, self-driving, and it was really not. I'll have to do it again. I might not, actually. Right, now let's see. Can you stop yourself now? Oh, looking good. Looking good. Okay. No, you failed. Failed again. That is pretty appalling, actually. Pretty appalling from the train. Ended up putting itself in an e-brake, even though, you know. And now the cooling fans fall silent. And we've just got the little hums of the auxiliaries. And that is it for today. Thank you so very much for watching, if you've made it this far through. If you have, then consider subscribing. Oh, see, the train. The train didn't even get a gold medal. It was driving itself. That's poor form. Yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.